Key stage 3 maths, fraction of an amount in hopefully, 126 seconds. Let's go. This is question number 1. We are asked to calculate 3/4 of 36, so a fraction of an amount. Okay, here I just divide by the bottom and then times by the top. So I do 36 divided by 4, which is 9. And then I multiply my answer, by the top, by the numerator. So you divide by the bottom and then multiply by the top. Divide by the bottom and then times by the top. 9 3s are going to be 27, guys. So my answer is going to be 27. So that's how I do a fraction of an amount. We divide by the denominator and then multiply by the numerator. Question number 2, work out 1/3 of 24. Again, I'm going to do 24 divided by 3 and then multiply my answer by 1. So 24 divided by 3 is going to be 8. And then 8 times 1 is just equal to 8, So this is what I call like a unit fraction of an amount, where the numerator is equal to 1, If the numerator is equal to 1, then yeah, it's just dividing by the bottom and then that's it, Because times it by 1 doesn't actually change your answer, Question number 3, work out 2/5 of 35 days. So I do 35 divided by the denominator and then multiply by the numerator. 35 divided by 5, guys, is equal to 7, and then 7 lots of 2, 7 times 2 is going to equal to 14, guys, So the answer is going to equal to 14. So 2/5 of 35 days is actually 14 days, Or I'm sure examiners will also allow 2 weeks, Because obviously, 1 week is 7 days. I need to put weeks actually, so 14 days, But examiners will also actually allow 2 weeks, Examiners always allow like equivalent answers in your GCSEs or your A-level exams, They will always allow like equivalent answer, Unless it explicitly tells you to work it out in a certain way. Question number 4, 4/9 of 72. Again, divide by the bottom and then times by the top. 72 divided by 9 is going to be 8, and then 8 times 4 is equal to 32. So your answer, is going to equal to 32. And the units are kilograms for this, guys. 2 kg. Question number 5, a bit more trickier this one. Work out 4/7 of 2 weeks, give your answer in days. Well, 2 weeks is equal to 14 days, so just change this to 14 days, 4/7 of 14 days, it's a bit more easier to work out. 14 divided by 7 is 2, and then multiply that by the numerator. 2 times 4 is going to be 8, so your answer is going to be 8 days, But if you're interested in what the answer would be in terms of weeks, then it'd be 2/7 times 4, so it would actually be classed as 8/7 of a week, for that one, if you're interested. But obviously, the question says give your answer in days, Question number 6, guys. Calculate 5/8 of 14 kilograms. So calculate is actually, so I do 14 divided by 8. That will give me a decimal answer. 8 into 14 go once with 5 remainder. So that'll be 1 5/8. So as a decimal, that'll be 1.625. Off the top of my head. And then I'm going to multiply that by 5. I'll do that on my calculator just to make it a bit easier. And in fact, I'll do it actually by hand, just to make that extra practice. So multiply by 5. 5 5s are going to be 25. So 5 carry the 2. 5 2s are 10 plus the 2 is going to be 12. So 2 carry the 1. That is actually a 6, guys. So it should be a 6, not a 0. 5 times 6 is going to be 30. Plus the 1 is going to be 31. So I'll just put a 1 there, carry the 3, and then 5 times 1 is going to be 5, plus the 3 is going to be 8. Decimal point comes back here, so it's going to be 8.125 kilograms, okay, or any equivalent fractional format. Okay, so 8 1/8, okay, what will also be accepted, okay, kilograms, okay, or even 65th eighths, okay, 65 eighths will also count as well, okay. So any one of these three answers, so 8 1/8, okay, 65 eighths, or 8.125, actually, yeah, examiners will allow these, okay. I tried to put all the answers, guys, yeah, like for possibilities here, just in case, yeah, obviously we all get different answers. Okay, question number 7. James earns £800 a month. He spends a quarter of his money on rent. He spends 2/5 of his money on food and bills. How much money does he have left? Well, if I do 1/4, okay, plus 2/5, okay, that will tell me how much has been spent in total. And then if I take this fraction away from 1, okay, 1 whole, then that will tell me the fraction that is left over, and then I work out the fraction, yeah, of that out of 800. Okay, yeah, so again, cross multiply. 5 times 1 is going to be 5, plus 4 times 2 is going to be 8, divided by the product of the denominators. Okay, so yeah, I cross multiplied here. So the arrows mean that I'm going to be multiplying. Okay, so you follow the arrows. So 5 times 1 is going to be 5. 4 times 2 is going to be 8. 4 times 5 is going to be 20. So I'm going to have 13 twentieths. When I simplify that, 5 plus 8 is going to be 13. So I get 13 twentieths. So that means that the remainder, which hasn't been spent, will be 7 twentieths. So I've got to work out 7 twentieths of 800, okay, and that's because 7 twentieths plus 13 twentieths gives me 20 twentieths, which equals to a whole. So that's the bit that is left over. So I've got to work out 7 twentieths of 800, okay, or I could have worked out 1/4 of 800, 2/5 of 800, add my answers together and then take away from 800. See, that would also work, okay. But yeah, just for the sake of easy, I'm doing it this method. Okay, 800 divided by 20 is going to be 40. 40 times 7 is going to be £140. So James has £140 left, okay, after his expenses, or is it expenditure we say. Okay, we class here like food and rent and bills here as what we call here like expenditure, so money that is spent on. Question number 8. Mrs. Johnson set 8 students a test. The test has 20 questions. To pass, you need to answer 3/4 of the questions correctly. Work out which students obviously passed the test. Okay, so 3/4. So I'm going to have, so Alan got 14 twentieths. So you need 3/4 of it, okay. So I'm guessing here, actually, so I'm guessing here, if the answer is bigger than or equal to 3/4, then they've passed, if that makes sense. But I think in this context, yeah, it's looking at exactly 3/4, okay. But yeah, we will also see actually that if it's above 75%, actually, yeah, or more, including 7%, actually, then they've actually passed. Okay? But yeah, if you look here, actually, it says to pass, you need to answer 3/4 of the questions correctly. Yeah, so we're looking at exactly 3/4, yeah, as opposed to more. Okay, obviously, if you get more, then in this context, you have actually passed. Yeah, but looking for exactly 3/4. This is symbolized to 7/10. Now, 7/10 as a percentage, if I do 7/10 times 100, I get 70%. So Alan did not pass. Okay. So Alan got less than that. Barry got 16 twentieths, so that'll be 80%. Okay, so Barry technically did pass. Okay, but you have to answer exactly here, so that'll obviously be no. The next one, Cole got 13 twentieths. Well, if I do 13 twentieths times 100, I get 65%. Okay, so that's so Cole didn't get that. No, sorry, yeah, sorry, guys, yeah. So Barry did actually pass this year. Sorry, but Barry did actually pass. Okay. Okay. Donna passed, okay, because 19 twentieths is definitely bigger than 75%. Okay, you actually get 95% actually as a fraction. So Donna did pass, Barry did pass, so I'll just obviously circle that. Emma passed, okay, because she got full marks. So it's Emma, Donna, and Barry that passed the test. Okay, but the issue here is here. If you read this actually carefully, it said you must obtain actually 75% here. But in this context here, so if you got more than 75% here, then you have actually passed. Okay, it didn't actually specify that actually, so I apologize actually here. But so Barry, Emma, and Donna. Okay, so sorry for actually rushing this last one here. So what I've done is I've written each fraction out of 20, and then to convert a fraction to a percentage, I just multiply the fraction, okay, by 100. So I multiply the numerator by 100 and keep the denominator fixed. Okay, 10/20ths equals a half as a fraction here, which equals 50% here. So Fiona did not get enough marks. Okay. So to have passed that, you needed 15 or more marks on this test, okay? Because 15/20ths simplifies to 3/4, okay? Dividing top and bottom by 5, okay? You get 3/4, okay? So if a student or students obtained 15 or more marks out of 20, then they would have actually passed the test that Mrs. Johnson set for them. If they got lower than that, then they obviously actually failed the exam, okay, or failed the test. Okay, right guys, that's the end of today's video actually. So sorry actually for going a lot over here, so hopefully it makes sense. Any questions, any queries, guys, put it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all inside the next one. Okay, bye for now. Take care. All the best, guys.